there's that. I like how the camera's focusing on the microphone instead of me. That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna make a video, and I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. I even have notes that I need to check on my phone. So, yeah, small updates. I moved. Maybe you can tell by the background, but I moved again. But since I've been making videos, I've been in like 3 different flats. But there's that. Other than that, there's nothing changed. Well, my hair, it's longer now. That's all really. The video today is gonna be about ASMR, and it might sound weird that I am making an ASMR video on ASMR, but the point is that throughout this quarantine, this 2020, I've been listening to a lot of ASMR, obviously, and I've been taking notes on what I think, on the things I think that make good ASMR good, if that makes any sense. And I will try to add, when I propose what I think, or something that I think that makes good ASMR good, I will try to also pair it with an example from another ASMRtist from YouTube that I like, or that I just feel they do this really well. So yeah, I'm just gonna head up and look into my notes. So here we have my notes. Something I think is good, or can be good, is a white noise in the background. And this might sound a bit weird or somewhat counterproductive, but a white noise sometimes can help. For instance, some ASMR feels so utterly quiet that at some points it can even be claustrophobic in a sense. So I think, for the most part, having a slight, even if it's very quiet, white, constant background noise can sometimes alleviate from the tiredness that some really quiet ASMR can bring to you. Now, there's people that make very good quality, quiet ASMR, and they put a lot of effort into removing all possible noises from the background. I can say PJ Dreams, for example. He's an example of that. He spent a lot of money on equipment, and basically he invested a lot of time and money into making a setup that would lower the noise as much as possible. However, sometimes it can be, again, tiring or claustrophobic to have to listen to ASMR that has absolutely no background noise, almost as if you were in an anechoic chamber, for example. There's my first point. I don't have any video examples of this because it's simply a point that any general ASMR artist can make, and sometimes lo-fi ASMR artists can actually get this somewhat constant background white noise kind of hum. However, for lo-fi ASMR artists, it can be quite a high volume per se, so perhaps it's not pleasant for everyone. first thing I think that makes good ASMR good. Let's go with the next one. So, depth perception in ASMR is very important, I feel. So, ASMR that has good depth perception is ASMR that will vary the distance between themselves and the microphone. I personally don't do that, for example, because I feel like with a mono microphone like mine, actually making bigger distances might not make a big difference or meaningful difference. However, for those people that do have binaural microphones, it can be so much better when they actually move away from the microphone and then move back into the microphone. It gives your ears that sense of perception, as if someone is actually there, or in a way it makes the ASMR more real. I think it's a weird phenomenon to explain, but people who are interested in audio, they probably have known this for years. I'm pretty sure about it, but I'm not an expert by any means, and I'm not an ASMR expert either, but I just feel like having that depth perception in the audio itself can be something that kills a really good ASMR video. The monotonous distance between the speaker or the ASMRtist and the microphone can make it feel very one-dimensional, or in that case two-dimensional, right? Because there is no sense of space around what your headphones are supposed to be. Some ASMRtists that I think make this really, really good are Popomo ASMR. I don't know if I said their name correctly. Massage ASMR does it quite well in my opinion as well. And probably one of the best could be Heather Feather as well. So now I will put some clips of them so you guys can know what I mean. And before I do that, I need to mention that it's important to be somewhat louder when you're standing far away, or I feel like it's important to be louder when you're standing far away and quieter when you're standing closer. I feel like that keeps the audio levels the same, so it actually doesn't feel like there's a volume change in your ears, but due to the depth perception, it makes it feel different. I'm not exactly sure how to explain, but I will add the clips on what I mean, and you guys might understand quickly. The Popomo's clip is probably going to be the one where you realize how good that loud and far, then close and whisper feels.
멀리서 가까이 단어 반복을 가까이 단어 반복을 해보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘도 잘 부탁드릴게요. 그럼
is it that I am doing? Let's see. Oh yeah, something here. Right. Oh, let me just fix that for you. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Now I have it. If there is some intentionality in the visual ASMR, it feels more personal, I guess. That it feels like there's something actually being done to the viewer. Unfortunately, a lot of ASMR artists simply just wave their hands, staring right at the camera, just waving their hands, doing anything really, rather than just following with their eyesight what they're doing with their hands. When you're doing something that requires attention, you will probably be looking at that thing that is requiring attention rather than looking somewhere else. I feel the same thing applies with ASMR. And in my opinion, massage ASMR is probably the best ASMR artist I have seen, at least, that does visual ASMR. And I just think he nails it, to be honest. But if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments, because I would like to see more properly done visual ASMR. I will now put a clip of massage ASMR doing one of the things he does best, at least. Another mention for visual ASMR, and you have seen or you have listened to massage ASMR's clip now, but something else that I have noticed is that the lower the focal length, meaning the more zoomed out everything seems to be, the better the visual ASMR is. And I think this is why when you have a very low focal length, meaning that there's more that you can see, if I need to stretch my arm, it actually feels like I am very far away between the viewer, and it feels like I'm actually stretching my arm to do something. However, if I am already zoomed in, or zoomed in enough, the perceived distance between me and the viewer is very, very narrow. There's ASMR don't go far and close to give that 3D audio sensation, if that makes sense. So in a way, I feel like the more far away it seems the actor is, the better the effect is when they actually try to get close to the camera, or to the viewer in that sense. Once more, I think massage ASMR does this, and I feel like it's one of the biggest differences between good visual ASMR and bad visual ASMR. So, once again, I will leave with another clip that demonstrates this perfectly. Probably just another visual ASMR clip from him.
I'd see a great path ahead for you. The road will be long. There will be bumps along the way. You will overcome any obstacles that you may find. Small little threads in a pattern in this wheel of life for ages
My final point on the current notes that I have on what makes good ASMR good is how you move between the stereo microphones. I don't have a stereo microphone. However, I have realized that sometimes people that do have stereo microphones, binaural mics, they tend to move, or if they're doing ear to ear, they're doing literally ear and ear, in the sense of they go to the left, they speak, they do their triggers, and all of a sudden they appear on the right side. Obviously I can't do that, but I feel that that is not right. And it's maybe for the same reason as my second point with the distance. For ASMR to be good, the repetitiveness of appearing on the left ear and reappearing on the right ear, this is my right, might be monotone, maybe tiring. I can't really explain it. However, when an ASMRtist actually transitions slowly from one 100% in front of you to the right, but never left or right, but rather using her actual 3D simulation per se, on where the sounds appear. So I feel like moving naturally between left and right ears is something that is often overlooked and should be more carefully implemented rather than just left and right and left and right. There should be a balance between appearing left, in the middle, a bit to the right, a bit to the left, middle again, or simply just transitioning in a gradient from left to right, behind, and so on. There needs to be some sort of mixture or randomness to it, in a way. And for this, I will likely put a clip of Feather, or perhaps someone else that I also find good.
Okay? Okay. I may also move side to side really fast to keep you on your toes a little bit. Alright? I think we're about ready. So, let's get started. About 90% of animals native to Australia aren't found anywhere else in the world, including the echidna, platypus, kangaroo, wombat, dingo, wallaby, and koala. Due to being surrounded completely by water, Australia has its own unique ecology. No native Australian animals have hooves. The platypus and echidna are the only egg-laying mammals in the world. Dingoes were originally from China, but migrated to Australia via the Indonesian land bridge about 12,000 years ago. Bats are the only other placental mammal that arrived at Australia of its own. Accord. Other placental mammals, such as sheep, rabbits, cows, dogs, and horses were brought to Australia by humans. Dingoes were the largest mammalian carnivores on the continent. Kangaroos belong in the family Macropodidae. I hope I said that right. Which translates to big feet. There are over 65 species of macropods, including kangaroos, patamons, and wallabies. The largest marsupial is the red kangaroo. The red kangaroo can weigh over 200 pounds and stand up to 6 feet tall. Koala bears are marsupials who live the majority of their lives in eucalyptus.
Well, guys, these have been my final points, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you enjoyed the clips that I put from the other ASMR artists. I hope it's not wrong to do that. And I hope it's fair. I do it with the best of my intentions. Well, thank you very much.